Believe it or not, folks, I actually still do Wi-Fi battles, but this is something I don't do all the time. As you can tell by the title, this is a Ubers battle, and I am not a Ubers player. And I told Ninetails this before, and he's like, it's all good. I'm about the same level. I'm like, okay, as long as you're not expecting a lot, then we should be good. So yeah, this is a Ubers battle. As team, I think I got from Tony, I believe, and because like I said, I don't do Ubers. This, I mean, at one time on my channel, I didn't even use legendary Pokemon, so Ubers was not something that interested me at the time, and I've only did this a handful of times, but we basically both have rain teams, and Leo told me something, if I see something with Skyman, that it's probably sub-Leaf Seed, so that, I was keeping that in the back of my mind that that's probably the set of Skyman. I know it's a threat, but Ferrothorn should be able to be very important in this game because of the rain. And I decided to do the water background because we both brought rain, and I thought it was appropriate. So he's going to predict me early on in the first game. I just go for Fire Blast. I know I'm going to take it out, but I figured it would do good damage. So he's going to go into his Kyogre to take the Fire Blast. But knowing that I'm probably not locked into it and go for Thunder to hit his Kyogre, he's going to go back into Ferrothorn. But being that I'm not a good Ubers player, but I still play Pokemon, that I see this coming, and I'm going to go for a Fire Blast again, and I'm able to hit that Ferrothorn for a good amount of health. So I figured he's probably going to go back into Kyogre, so I'm going to get a heads up on my Stuff Rocks and go into my Ferrothorn. Now he goes into his Tentacruel. I know, once again, I said Ferrothorn is very important, but I do keep it in here in order to get some damage off, because if he wants to stay in a rapid spin trying to keep my hazards from getting up, I'm fine with this. He does have Protect. I actually don't run Protect on this because, well, this isn't my, usually I run Protect on Ferrothorn, especially with Leaf Seed. This helps recovery, right? So he's going to get a power up. Because he does have his rapid spinner out, I'm not going to try to get my hazards up. I am going to Leaf Seed it just to get extra damage, because with Rain Dish he is gaining a lot of HP after every turn. Especially when I'm not attacking. So he did get rid of my Stuff Rocks. I'm going to have to find another time to get those back out. And I think I don't. His nicknames did not confuse me during the battle, but I'm going to get confused now because I'm trying to remember what it is before it comes out. But I shouldn't. I should just wait. So unfortunately, my Kabutops has to get poisoned for me in order to rapid spin. But he does have a Giratina O, and so I know that that's going to be a counter to this, but I went for low kick anyway. He went ahead and went up for, I forgot what he went for. Did he go for spike? I wasn't really looking. I think he went for a spike. I know he's got a T-spike up, and I think he has Stealth Rock up. I don't know. It sounds like too much. Sorry, I should have been paying attention. But Giratina O shows his face. This thing, oh my god, I hated this thing. So I went into Kyogre because this Kyogre is defensive. I have Rest, I have Sleep Talk, I have Scald. So I don't really care if it gets poisoned, but he Dragon Tails me and he gets my Palkia poisoned before I can able to rapid spin. So basically, 3 of my Pokemon that can get poisoned will get poisoned. So I don't really care about the toxic spikes anymore. As long as it's just poison damage and not toxic damage, I don't care. So I'm gonna go for the Special Rim because that's what I do. It's a Dragon type move, and Stab, it's all that stuff, and he goes in his Tentacruel. Now, being the player that he is gonna protect. He's not going to get to an amount of health where he can live, but more of poison stalling me to a lower amount of health. So that is actually a good plan of his. That is the reason he has the hazards, is to do that. So he does get one Protect off. I'm just going to go for Thunder just in case he wants to go into Kyogre, even though Kyogre seems to be more offensive, so I don't know why he would go in that. Now he's going to come into Skyman, and I don't want him setting up. The sub, being behind the sub is bad, so I'm not going to let him do that, even though I'm suspecting that he is the sub seed, and I could just easily go into Ferrothorn, but he could easily just air slash me and flinch me, so I don't want him to be behind the sub. So I'm going to have to sacrifice my Palkia and just let it die. And this game, Skyman is going to be, it is annoying. It is annoying. So here I wanted to Leaf Seed so bad, but I decided to go with my gut said Leaf Seed, but I went with my instinct, whatever, it's the same thing. I went for the Gyro Ball, just in case he wanted to set up a sub, for me over predicting anything. I know Gyro Ball will kill the sub. So I really wish I Leaf Seeded. That way I wouldn't have to risk this with Willow Miss. Wow, he missed with the Willow Miss. I'm sorry, I am so rusty with Wi-Fi battles. Let me get my head back in the game. I really did risked a lot leaving Ferrothorn in for the. Luckily, he missed. He missed to limit. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. Luckily, he missed, and I'm able to go. I am able to get him seated. I'm gonna go into Kyogre, and then I just gonna get the Scald. I'm at a amount of health where I can take a couple of hits before I have to rest up and then start sleep talking. So he's gonna go into his Ninetails. I think I'd go for the Scald. No, I'll go for the Roar. I guess I think I predicted that. I really think I predicted his Kyogre to come in that turn, and then I went for the Roar just to mess him up. Unfortunately, he does go back into this thing. So now I'm getting to the amount of health where I don't really want to risk too much. So I'm gonna go for the Skull. I get the burn. I was really happy, and then I saw rest. I'm like, oh crap. So unfortunately, did I speed this up? I should have sped this up. This might be actually sped up a little bit faster. I did 300 instead of 200, so of course it's going 3 times faster instead of 2 times faster. But this is going on between two walls. This is what happens when 2 walls meet each other, and then Lugia gets involved, and that's the Great Wall Lugia versus the Great Wall Giratina. And I stupidly go for Ice Beam when I should have just switched back down to Kyogre. That was stupid. I basically messed up my Lugia for no reason at all. Multi-Skill cannot be gotten at any time. I am going to go for Toxic just to get damage on him. I don't know why I went for Ice Beam. That was so stupid. I really regret doing that. And there's like 2 moments in this battle that I really regret doing what I did. So that was one of them. Letting Lugia just get burned was definitely one of them. And then the next one will come later. But this thing goes back to sleep. It's just, I have nothing for this. I just have to wear it down and, you know, get it that way. Get some lucky turns of sleep talk from him where he doesn't actually attack or anything like that. But he goes ahead and switches out to Kyogre. I get the Scald on the sleep talk, but I feel like the Thunder is coming, so I'm gonna go into my Ferrothorn. Here, this was the second mistake I made. He goes for Surf. Now, based on the damage I see here, I know it's raining and Surf, but I feel that was Specs. I'm maxed HP at max special defense. I resist this move, and it's doing that much. So that's Specs. And instead of getting my spikes up like I should do, because his spinner is gone, I'm sitting here trying to predict the Giratina switch in. I'm like, okay, it happens way too late before I realize that he is actually just trying to get damage on my Ferrothorn. He's wearing down my Ferrothorn. I am playing right into his hands right now because I'm trying to predict. So I'm mispredicting all 3 turns here. There's no over predicting. I am just not predicting at all. So I should have got my spikes up. It would have definitely helped, and the outcome of this game would have been probably a lot different if I had got my spikes up, because I could have got all 3 spikes up. I chose not to. I chose to sit here and try to predict this Giratina coming in, because I couldn't remember if Giratina had levitated or not. So there's 2 things that would have been affected by it. It would have been Giratina and it would have been Arceus, and both of them needed to be. Both of them were very threats. One of them was a defensive threat, and the other one was an offensive threat. So, in here, he comes in with the Skyman. He goes to Air Slash to get flinched, and then Skyman does exactly what it's supposed to do. It hacks me. So, I am going to go into my my Kabutops. I'm going to go for Stone Edge. I know Giratina is going to come in, but I'm hoping to do a lot of damage, and based on what happens, I'm probably going to stay in and just sacrifice my Kabutops to get a lot of damage, because that Stone Edge did a lot. So I want to get another one off and then go into something that's faster than Giratina and hopefully finish it off, probably my Arceus. But unfortunately I missed the Stone Edge. It doesn't really matter, because Poison along with the Life Orb, I would have died. So in the bigger picture, that miss does not matter. It's not like I would have had 3 times, two more opportunities to hit with Stone Edge. I would have just had 1. If I didn't miss, I would have just hit that. Unfortunately, he would have stayed asleep for 1 more turn. So in that aspect, it would have mattered. But in the missing aspect, it didn't matter, because I would have just killed off to Life Orb. So fortunately, he does come in with Arceus. He just Dragon Tails. I get an Ice Beam off, and then he Dragon Tails me into Lugia. So it would be smart for me to roost here, so I could be at a higher amount of health to take more hits. But I really want to get rid of that Giratina. He's going to go into his Arceus. I see here that it's just a normal Arceus. So I automatically assume that it's a stream killer. By the way, in case you're wondering, yeah, we saved our Arceus to the end of the game, both of us, and I'm running the electric Arceus, electric plate. So just to throw that out there. So I figured that he think I would eat a roost or something like that. So he went for the SD, knowing I couldn't really do anything to him. So I went for the whirlwind. But no, you're not doing it. Here I'm gonna survive the burn, and I'm just gonna go for ice beam, and that is enough to take out. That was probably barely enough to take out the Giratina. So finally, after 4 years, Giratina goes down. Lugia is gonna go down after another turn. He just goes for the extreme speed. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for the Swords Dance, knowing I couldn't do it. Well, I guess I could have whirlwind him out. He still has Skyman, and that's a problem. So here, I'm going to Kyogre. I could really he has Life Orb. I could really use Scald right now, but my luck is not that great right here, and I just get a rest. So I'm gonna die off to another extreme speed, and then it's gonna be Arceus versus Arceus Skyman. I keep saying his name wrong. Sorry, apologize. Skyman, and look at that. Look at these generic names. Did anybody catch these generic names I gave my Pokemon? Not bad. So here I could have recovered. The only problem is, if he had predicted that in Swords Dance, it would not have mattered. Or if he had recovered himself, I think in the bigger picture I would have lost. So I mean, if you think so, if you disagree, then you could definitely write a comment. But unfortunately, he's going to hit the air slash, even get a crit, and just take me out. So that was a good game, Ninetails. It was a long game. It's been a while. It's been a while since I posted a Wi-Fi. I think a couple weeks. And it's an Uber's game, and it's a long game. So I appreciate you if you stayed during this entire time. And yeah, stay tuned for more content. Go check out Ninetailsprower. His channel will be in the description. And yeah, see you next time. I'm out. Peace.